The Wild Adventures of a Cosmic Disco Queen, written and narrated by Anita Saran. Chapter 1. The Rogue DJ. In a dimension where hula hoops were spaceships and disco balls doubled as moons, crash landed Zari Disco Queen, space adventurer extraordinaire, with her fiery red hair and silver spacesuit. Lost and looking for a fuel injector thingy. Technical terms were hard. She stumbled upon a sight that would make even a Venusian sex cult raise an eyebrow. There, in a field dotted with bioluminescent mushrooms, was a woman in a tiger print bikini, hula hooping with a neon hula hoop. This was Barbarica, the legendary warrior princess from a bygone era, chilling in a dimension she'd accidentally hula hooped into. Whoa, mama! Zari Disco Queen whistled, adjusting her ray gun purse. That's one impressive hula hoop. Barbarica, ever the chill warrior princess, gave Zari Disco Queen a deadpan stare. This, darling, is a Gandharva ring. It can take down celestial missiles and horny celestial beings in equal measure. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm perfecting my astral hula. Intrigued by this bikini clad hula hooping stranger, Zari Disco Quinn decided to dish the fuel injector quest for a while. Astral hula? Sounds groovy. Can I join? Thus began the unlikeliest friendship this side of the Andromeda galaxy. Zari Disco Queen, with a penchant for disco lasers and questionable fashion choices, and Barbarica, the stoic archer queen, who could split arrows with her eyelashes, became an interdimensional duo. As they took off on Zari Disco Queen's trusty spaceship, the Warp Speed Wobble, on their first space adventure, a psychedelic nebula swirled outside the cockpit window. Besides Zari, Barbarica, clad in her usual strategically placed silver, tapped her foot impatiently. Ugh, space traffic jams are the worst, Barbarica grumbled, especially when you're stuck behind a giant space rock shaped like a disco ball. Zari, ever the optimist, grinned. Relax, babe. We'll blast past the disco rock in no time. Besides, think of it as a warm up for our next gig. A garbled distress call crackled through the speakers. Zari expertly deciphered the alien code. Looks like we're needed on planet Odophilia. Apparently, there's a rogue DJ broadcasting mutant pop music that's driving everyone bonkers. Barbarica smirked. Mutant pop, huh? Sounds like my kind of party. The warp speed wobble shot past the disco rock, leaving a trail of shimmering stardust in its wake. As they neared Odophilia, the once serene melodies emanating from the planet had morphed into a jarring cacophony. People shuffled through the streets, their faces contorted in a mixture of confusion and annoyance, humming nonsensical pop tunes. This music is giving me a migraine, Barbarica groaned, rubbing her temples. Don't worry, babe, Zari soothed. We've got the cure, a double dose of disco therapy. Landing amidst the chaos, they found a holographic message projected onto the main opera house. A frantic conductor, his usually pristine tuxedo replaced by a crumpled bathrobe, pleaded for help. The rogue DJ, Malicious Max, has hijacked our radio waves. His mutant pop is turning everyone into mindless pop zombies. Barbarica cracked her knuckles. Showtime, she declared. Following the signal, they navigated the labyrinthine corridors of the opera house, the mutant pop music growing louder with every step. They burst into the radio station, finding Malicious Max, a flamboyant figure in neon trimmed overalls, cackling maniacally as he bombarded the airwaves with his infectious pop tunes. Greetings, music lovers! Max shrieked, his voice amplified by a giant microphone. Prepare to be earwormed into oblivion. This is Malicious Max, And this is my ultimate pop apocalypse. Barbarica rolled her eyes. Another egotistical megalomaniac with a questionable taste in music. Before Max could unleash another ear splitting pop anthem, Zari launched into a dazzling display of disco moves. Her movements were pure magic, mesmerizing and captivating. Even Max Midran found himself captivated by the hypnotic rhythm. Barbarica, seizing the opportunity, blasted Max with a sonic disruptor she'd fashioned from a spare disco ball and some chewing gum. A resourceful adventurer always came prepared. The mutant pop music sputtered and died, replaced by an awkward silence. The citizens of Autophilia, momentarily freed from the pop mind control, stumbled about in confusion. Max, his ego deflated, whimpered, but, my ultimate pop mix! Zari, with a flourish, switched on a customized music player. A soulful disco beat filled the air, a counterpoint to the classical strains usually emanating from Autophilia. The conductor, now sporting a mischievous grin, joined in with a virtuosic violin solo, creating a fusion of classical and disco that energized the room. Slowly, the citizens of Autophilia began to sway, a smile returning to their faces. Soon, the radio station was transformed into a dance floor, a joyous mix of disco moves and elegant waltzes. Looks like we saved the day and the night, Barbarica chuckled, joining in the dance with a series of impressive splits. Zari winked. Just another day in the life of the cosmic disco queens. But seriously, babe, next time let's avoid planets obsessed with mutant pop. Barbarica laughed, the sound echoing through the jubilant crowd. Don't worry, Zari, she said. With you by my side, even the worst pop music becomes a disco party.